WWE had David Finlay. They wanted David Finlay, and they let him walk out the door because they didn't want to pay the man. So let's talk about it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Tea Drop. Strong Brew, no soft behavior. If you are new here, we talk wrestling, if you haven't found out by now. Unfiltered, no spin, no corporate spin at least, just straight from one mark to the other. So, look, Wednesday night, AEW Dynamite, Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin just won their tag team match. Cool, whatever. Then the lights shift, and out comes Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors, the War Dogs. And they're not alone. David Finlay is standing right there with them in an AEW ring. No promo, no words, just presence. And the man looked like $1 million doing it. But here's the thing. This wasn't supposed to happen. WWE wanted this guy. And by this guy, the guy in the middle. So what went wrong? Our better question is, what went cheap? All right. Let's get into the money because that's where the real story is. Reports came out after Wednesday and multiple people have confirmed this. WWE was interested in David Finlay. They had conversations. They wanted him in the system. But here's the catch. They didn't want to bring him into the main roster money. They wanted him to go to NXT first. Fair enough. A lot of people have done that, but some have gone to the main roster. But anyway, they wanted him to do the whole earn your stripes thing, and the number they put on the table apparently not even close to what AEW was offering. Now think about this for a second. David Finlay is the current New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television Champion. He's been the leader of the Bullet Club, War Dogs, one of the hottest factions in New Japan. One of the biggest reactions, by the way, online is the fact that people are saying that they feel bad for David Finlay being offering a low ball NXT contract, but they offered Danhausen a main roster contract, and their thoughts on thinking that this further shows the decline of the Fed, meaning WWE. But anyway, like I said, he was the leader of the Bullet Club War Dogs in New Japan. This is not some young lion fresh out of the bus. This is a proven commodity. He's proven himself in New Japan. He's done some AEW Forbidden Door stuff too last year, I believe. So he's earned his stripes. And WWE said, yeah, we want you. Go to NXT and take a pay cut. What universe does that make sense in his head? Meanwhile, on the other side of the country, Tony Khan is sitting over there going, you want main roster money? Here's main roster money. Welcome to Dynamite. It's really that simple sometimes. And there you go. We got David Finlay in AEW. Now, real quick, I want to hear from y'all. If you were David Finlay, do you take less money to be in the WWE system? Or do you go where the money bag is? Drop your answers in the comments right now, and I'll read on it later on in the video. Now, what does this do to the Finlay family? Because money is only half of the story. Because there's a whole other layer to this that makes it even wilder. David Finlay's dad, Fit Finlay, you know Fit Finlay, this fella right here, one of the best during the Ruthless Aggression era. Our older Sheamus, he was great. Fit Finlay, Dave Finlay Sr., is a WWE legend. He's a producer backstage in WWE right now as we speak. He's been there for years. The man is literally still cashing WWE checks as we speak. And David's brother also in the WWE system. So we got a situation where one son is walking into AEW while dad and brother are clocking it in at the gorilla position or the performance center on the other side of the country. You would think Thanksgiving dinner isn't just going to be interesting this year. But jokes aside, this tells you something about the business. David Finlay chose the bag over the legacy. He chose being valued at his worth over the family loyalty to a company. And honestly, I respect it because WWE had every opportunity to make this right. They know who his dad is, they know the family connection, and they still lowball him. Still, that's not David Finlay leaving WWE. That's WWE pushing Dave Finlay out the door even before he got there. Now, some will say, and by the way, the IWC agrees with me on this one. AEW official clip of his debut online is over 75,000, and I can pull it. Yeah, right now it's over 79,000, right above my head. 79,000 views. There you go. The people wanted this. But now I know some people out there are gonna start saying and thinking, and I'm not gonna dodge it because let's keep it real, at least for this channel for a bit. Some are gonna say, "Oh, great, another New Japan guy in AEW," because that worked so well before, right? And look, that's a fair question. Let's run through the list real quick. We have Kazuchika Okada, one of the greatest wrestlers alive. Came to AEW, and what happened? He's doing some comedy spots and coin gimmicks. The Rainmaker is out collecting loose change and money. But he's still a champ. He still got some, but you're not going to get that version that you guys watch in New Japan and AEW unless they really push it. We got another one, Jay White Switchblade, arguably one of the best heels in New Japan history. He came to AEW, couldn't stay on television, and he just vanished. Where is he? Can't see him. Maybe he's hanging out with John Cena. We have Will Ospreay. Oh man, incredible talent, one of the best. The reason to watch AEW besides MJF. He got hurt last year, and even before that, the booking was inconsistent with him at best. But whenever he did show up, though, he showed up great. I wish he comes back this year because man, he brings in the money for their events. We got the obvious one of the OGs of AEW, Kenny Omega. I mean, he's Kenny Omega. He's a special case for some. I think to me he's but even he has had stretches where it's like, what are we doing here? He got injured, so But yeah, the track record is not great. I'm not going to sit here and pretend it is. But, and this is a big but, David Finlay has something those other guys didn't have on arrival. He's coming in with a whole faction, the War Dogs, Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors. That's a built-in storyline engine from day one. So we're going to see now when you bring a whole new Japan faction in, see how that works out. He's not showing up alone, hoping Tony Khan finds something for him. He's showing up with a crew, with a purpose, and with opponents already lined up in OC, Orange Cassidy, and Darby Allin. That is the difference. At least that's the difference if AEW doesn't screw it up. And that's a real if. If you're rocking with this breakdown so far, do me a favor. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. We do this, obviously, we do these streams once a week. So if you haven't checked it out yet, don't forget to subscribe and you'll catch new ones. Wrestling for the marks, by a mark. No filter. At least we try not to. I do have to control my cursing though. I'm trying to be able to have these streams be able to watch by anyone. So let's get back to this. So the real question becomes, what's David Finlay's ceiling in AEW? And I think it's higher than people. Here's why. I paused a bit for dramatic effect. Number one, his style fits AEW better than it fits WWE. The man is a hard-hitting technical brawler with an edge to him. That's AEW's bread and butter if you haven't seen AEW shows from whether it's Dynamite or even their pay-per-views. In WWE, they would have smoothed him out a bit without the edges and had him doing scripted promos about seizing the moment or I'm here for a purpose or whatever. He's more of a brawler. I mean, it fits him, at least for now. Number two, he's got a chip on his shoulder. When you get publicly lowballed by a company that employs your own father, that's fuel. That's a guy who's going to show up every single week trying to prove a point. Number three, and this is important, AEW needs fresh main event heels badly. The heel side of the roster has been thin recently. David Finlay can walk in and immediately be a credible threat to whoever they go against. Now, will AEW actually pull the trigger and push him properly? I don't know. Their track record with New Japan guys says no, or maybe even if you want to be hopeful. But the opportunity is right there. Now, sorry. Yeah, so anyway. So now here's my final take on this whole new call up. WWE definitely fumbled on this, period. When you have a chance to sign a proven champion, a Bullet Club leader, a guy whose family already knows you from the work, and you let him walk because you didn't want to pay up, that's a business failure. And AEW had an opportunity, a real one, to prove that they can actually build a New Japan guy into a star on their show, not just sign them up for the pop and forget about them 6 months. We'll say though. I mean, there's also the fact that you have to understand when it comes to money, WWE is tied to all the shareholders. They are a publicly traded company, so every penny that is used, it has to be reported. Unlike AEW, AEW is not a public traded company as of yet. So all the money is private. They can do whatever they want. So Tony Khan can just keep cashing in as long as he has it. David Finlay chose AEW over his own family's legacy, his company. That's how badly WWE fumbled the bag. So let that sink in. Let me know in the comments, do you think David Finlay is going to be a star in AEW, or is this going to be another Okada situation where they waste the talent? I genuinely hope to hear from you when it comes to AEW, since I barely do these videos. If you made it this far, you're a real one. Subscribe if you haven't, hit the bell, and I'll catch you on the next one.